Hey, welcome back. Welcome, otakus, blurs, nerds, and other words. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time, welcome home. To all newcomers, can you leave a cherry for that pop in the comment? Please excuse my darkness. So, all are welcome here. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel and enjoy more amazing journeys to nerdom. My bad. So in this video, I'll be diving into the art of storytelling when it comes to anime, exploring the commonly used tropes, themes, and elements. Anime comes in many forms, with the typical episode lasting about 20 minutes, and then the opening is like, and closing is the 3 minutes, so like 150 each. So a typical season of anime is 12 to 13 episodes, but there are shows that are like 22, 26, and then there are always the outliers. There are anime with 55 minutes episodes in like 6 parts. So think of it like it's a movie or something like that sometimes too. But of course, yes, there's anime movies. And in some series, they have hundreds of episodes. One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, yeah, if you know, you know. So with those longer shows, there's a more of a story flow that you get to see, and usually the shorter shows is like 12 episodes and 13 episodes. With those, it might have one season and you might not see it again, or they may have more season. They just decide how they spread it out over time. So three important elements of storytelling when it comes to anime is arcs, filler, and canon. So story arcs are like bundles of storyline, so that focus on a particular set of events. So they can be multiple episodes, or it can be a whole season, or a couple of over a span of a couple of seasons. But they have a middle, beginning, and an end, and it's just like a whole theme. So an example of this is the tuning exams on Naruto, and then the Soul Society arc in Bleach. But I can go on and on because they're known for what arcs they are, even if they're not called that in the show. There's arcs, and it'll be mentioned, of course, during the season. The arc will be mentioned and talked about. So then there's filler episodes. So they don't follow the original's manga storyline, because as I mentioned, most manga become anime, or a webtoon becomes anime. So it'll start off in a book form or internet form of a book, and then it will become an anime, or sometimes it just, who knows, go straight to animation because the story's so good. But so fillers, they can be a filler can be episodes can be in a whole arc. There could be a filler arc that's placed in there. So usually this happens when the content that the anime is off is not coming out as often as the book. So the book version is not being created or as fast as the animation portion is, because the animation is just adapting the book. So if they run out of things to animate, then they'll make fillers to fill up space that aren't core to the storyline, because it's not part of the original storyline. So some people watch anime without fillers, since they really don't contribute to the central plot. So they technically aren't essential, but I still watch fillers. Yeah, I'm one of the people that will watch fillers. Like, I didn't skip any episodes with Naruto. I mean, yeah, Naruto or One Piece or Bleach. And you usually see this more with older generation, or yeah, usually from my experience. So usually those anime also are very long, and that's why they have so many fillers, is because it's a long show and they got to get the whole story told, so they just got to keep getting into it. Okay, so canon. So we did story arcs, filler episodes, and filler arcs. And now canon is the content that's part of the original storyline as created by the author. So they are arcs in arcs too, and they're directly adapted from the manga or the webtoon or the book, and is considered the original and official part of the story. So Marineford arc in One Piece is canon because it follows the manga. And the same with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's more true to the manga just because it's two Full Metal Alchemists. It's Full Metal Alchemist, and then there's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And Brotherhood is true to the manga, and the original one that came out, it was being made while the manga was still being finished. So they had to like change it up. So it's definitely a better story to me. Brotherhood is much better, better flow and everything. So comment below your favorite arc in whatever show. I don't care if you put 5 or however many you want to. Your favorite arcs, let me know them in the comments below. So we're moving on to the tropes. So some of these are going to be a little difficult to say because it's not my first language. So forgive me if I pronounce anything wrong. Let me know if you know the pronunciation of it. Okay, so let's define tropes, okay? It's a commonly reoccurring theme, motif, device, storytelling, literature, or art. So they use the common reoccurring theme in storytelling, literature, or art, and is recognizable by the elements that it conveys. So it's always a familiar idea, and the concept is seen by the audience. So the audience recognize the concept when they see it, right? So it's kind of like a narrative shortcut. Like, so you'll see a certain type of character and you're like, oh, I know what kind of person this is. It'll come as soon as you see it. It'll be something that you see that shows you that's what kind of character it is. So let's get started. Oh, so tropes can, first of all, I want to say tropes can include character types, plot structures, or specific situations. So let's get into it. So Tsunadere, yeah. It's a character who is initially cold and hostile, but they gradually grow warmer. Like they got to come around at first. At first, they just seem like they're a grumpy person, but when you get to know them, they cool as hell, they real as hell, and you had the wrong idea about them because they came off cold at first, right? So a good example of this is Noelle in Black Clover. She is one of those people who they just seem like stuck up and bitchy and all that, but then you be like, wait a minute, she's just been through a lot. I mean, it's understandable. She been through so much. So, gotta forget that. So then we have Yandere, a character who is obsessively in love, okay? To the point where it's toxic and dangerous. And the best example of this that I have is Yuno from Future Diaries. We will be watching this soon on my Discord and my anime watch party. We'll be watching Future Diaries, I believe next month. Yep, next month we'll be watching Future Diaries. So add me on Discord. My link's in the bio. So the power of friendship, that is a big theme that I see often in anime, and that is characters, they overcome obstacle because the strength of the bonds they created. So it'll be characters like Naruto, for example. He's a real good example of this. He had the power of friendship, and the way his abilities to create friends is the reason why he is so powerful. It's because the connections he's made over time. As he was challenged by something very difficult, he was making connections with people that he ran into along his journey, and that ended up being his strength in the end. So shonen is a genre that really has this theme a lot. And that's stuff like Naruto, Bleach, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just usually a group of friends and they tight. They real tight like that. So here we go. The epic beach episode. You watch anime, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about with the beach episode. You know what's coming. Bouncy, 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 wet, bouncy, bouncy. Okay, so that is a filler episode. It's some shows where they're able to like make it part of the plot. They did this with Fruits Baskets with their beach episode, and Black Clover's beach episode came with a mission. So I mean, give them that. But the beach episode is about the freak episode. Okay, that's where the characters, they go to the beach, and it's nothing but fan service. What each girl looks like in their swimsuit, what the guys look like in their swimsuit, splashing waters, being nervous, relationship. Like it's a big deal. The beach episode is a big deal. Sometimes it be like the swimsuits. They go shopping right before they go to the beach. They picking out. Oh, I can never wear that. I can never wear that. Stuff like that. So it's more common in slice of life and shonen series though. So then we have transformation sequence. The transformation sequence, a show that I'm watching right now on my Discord. We're wrapping it up on Monday, the last 4 episodes. It's called Rosario versus Vampire. If you've seen the show, you know that transformation is fan service. But usually transformation is fan service. I'm sorry. There will be a silhouette of a woman's body usually. It's usually women that's transformers, but men do too, especially in Gundams. Gundam anime definitely have the guys involved in that. But the first time I really seen it, I believe, was Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was the first time I seen it. It's dramatic. They floating in the air. They go from, it's usually a power that they have that they transform into from the regular self to the powerful self. Think of Superman taking off his suit and he got the uniform already under there. It's like that, but the magical version. So it's usually in magical girl anime. That genre is transformation out. And they take time to let you transform. They let you transform into your outfit before you fight. Everybody gets to transform first. Everybody gets to power up first. Okay, then we got the childhood friend. A character who is known, the protagonist, which is the main character, since childhood, and often they develop romantic feelings for them because they knew each other all their life. So a good example of that is Hinata in Naruto, because she was watching your boy and she was really his first friend, and she really just cared about him the whole time. When nobody fucked with him, she fucked with him, and that ended up being her man. Like, she never played about him and he ain't never played about her, even though he a little dense, so it took him a while to know that he had a loved one because he was chasing pink hair, I ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, that's a good example of childhood friends. So the next is the tournament art. I love the tournament art. Some animes is just tournament art. That's it. God of High School. World Trigger. My Hero got a lot of it. Tower of God. They just, Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just, the storyline is characters competing in a tournament, whether it's strategic, whether it's like them going into a virtual world and they're doing dungeons or doing challenges or something like that. But yeah, tournament. So then we have one of those tropes that you either hate it or love it, but really it's about the execution. If they do it correctly, it's wonderful. If they don't, it's just a flop. But overpowered protagonist, aka OPMP. I mean OPMC, my bad. But the OP protagonist or main character, the main character is exceptionally strong. They effortlessly defeat opponents. So example of this is Saitama from One Punch Man. One punch, the fight is over. It's self-explanatory. Kirito from Sword Art Online. The guy just had a natural talent. He just had a natural talent. But it's just countless where you just keep going on and on. But they got to be executed correctly. Because these people barely lose ever. They're not the losers. They don't lose. Okay. Let's keep going. So then we got nakama, right? That's the concept of a close-knit group of friends. So that's prominent in One Piece, Black Clover, Bleach, My Hero Academia, where it's just like a group of people that are very close, so it's intimate. Everything, they ride or die for each other. They don't play about each other, and it's real serious business. When something goes down that's dangerous, it's real serious business. So they going to see about that right away. They not asking a million questions unless it's prevalent to what's going on. Now, I mentioned this earlier with the beach episode. Fan service. What is fan service, right? Scenes designed to appeal to fans, often involving suggestive content. So pretty much just the perversion. The nosebleeds, perversion. That pretty means hot and bothered. Got me all hot and bothered. So that's what that is. So it's being turned on. And it's usually be some bouncing boobs. Small boobs is like, haha, small boobs. You got small boobs. Panties. Seeing panties. Talking about panties. Stealing panties. Wearing panties on your panties. Outfits. The selective outfits that they wear at high schools or anywhere. They're very suggestive. Wet shirts. The way they show that. So yeah, beach episode is usually a filler episode created specifically for fan service, really, in my opinion. They just say, where we gonna put this? Sprinkle it, it's there. It's there. So the next word is more of a definition for the following trope. Is androgynous. So that's having characteristics of both male and female. So a show with this example is Hell's Paradise, actually. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna spoil that one. Let you find out on your own. Real good show, action, good story, wonder, beauty, the art design. Yeah, it's there with it. But the trope for this is Bishonen. And that's beautiful young boys with androgynous beauty. So that's boys that look like they have characteristics of male and female, basically. And that's an example of that is Devilman Crybaby. But also, just shows where they'll do like, dress up where the guy will wear a dress because he's so cute, you know? So they do that a lot too. So yeah. Okay. So I would like y'all to do me a favor. Please comment your most hated trope. The one that you can't deal with. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. You don't need it. You don't want to see it. Comment that in the comments. And if you haven't, please subscribe. It's free for me. Please. And if you want to see more of my content, I'm starting to have reviews next week. But stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk about that in a wrap up at the end. So let's talk about my last topic today. And that's the elements of anime. Okay? Magic. It's usually fantasy and supernatural, where characters use magic powers or spells, or they'll have magical beast, or they'll have yeah, that's pretty good. Good example of that is Black Clover and Solo Leveling, actually. So another theme is demons. So they frequently appear as antagonists or supernatural beings with unique abilities. And I like the way they are used in Blue Exorcist. I like that one. And then there's witches. So those are characters who practice magic. They're often portrayed with mystical or occult powers. I'm just gonna throw in Witch Hunter Robin. Witch Hunter Robin. That's an oldie, but add it to your list. It might take it's acquired taste. So you might not, you'll know after the first episode if you want to keep going with it. For sure. Okay. So then there's gods. So they'll be divine beings with immense power. Sometimes they're involved in the storyline as protectors or adversaries. They're considered adversaries in God's paradise. Oopsie. Maids, characters who serves others, often seen as slice of life anime or comedy genres, and sometimes supernatural stuff going on. I like this show called Maid Sama. That's pretty much just about that, about the whole maids thing. So check it out. It's a rom-com, romantic comedy. Okay, my favorite two. Dungeons. The anime I watch, isekais. Lots of dungeons in the isekai. They're often seen in fantasy and adventure genres. The characters explore the labyrinths environment filled with monsters, traps, treasures, and one that you might not think that I watched. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? Well, is it? It's not wrong, Bell. It's not wrong, Bell. Keep picking up them bitches. Anyways, I love that show. And yeah, that's my own little fan service show, I guess, because it's got a lot of fan service. If you don't like it, don't tune in. But dungeons usually just, they go deeper and deeper, and the monsters get stronger and stronger. They're in a lot of animes where they hop into like a video game, and there's dungeons in there, or there'll be dungeons part of their environment. But isekai, dungeons, because they either get reincarnated, they get summoned as heroes, or a portal opens and they go through it, and there's dungeons in there. Dungeons. Okay, virtual reality. Of course, these themes are a character entering a virtual world. We just got done watching that in my Discord watch party, Bopuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed up my defense, right? So they're entering a virtual reality usually in the game, and they like that world better. Let's just say that. They like the virtual reality better. I'll give a non-anime example of this. Ready Player One. If you know, you know. So, we talked about tropes today, y'all. Tropes, themes, and elements of anime and storytelling. And I just had a great time exploring anime tropes with you and talking about these themes and adventuring with you in the kingdom of nerdom. So here's my farewell to all the nerds and the new nerds and the otakus. All nerds gather henceforth. To take the journey, you must come aboard the vessel to travel to the kingdom of nerdom. All truth will be revealed. All discussions are open. Until next time, I'll see you. The pleasure is all mine. So let's talk about the wrap up, upcoming stuff. If you don't want to hear about the upcoming stuff, please just subscribe, like my video, and see you next time. I'm going to be dropping weekly content on YouTube. I'm back, y'all. It's been a lot of crazy stuff, but I'm here to stay. So upcoming next week, I'm gonna do part 1 of Solo Leveling. That's gonna be episode 1 through 7 of season 1. We dropping that next weekend, and I'll have my anime watch party, my weekly anime watch party is on Monday on Discord from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So check it out if you need new anime to watch, if you want to hang out and play the game while you watching some show, kinda, you know how that go. If you're a multitasker, you get it. You get what I'm saying. So I stream on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays nights from 9 to 11-ish. And next week I'll be playing Doom and Shadows of War. Middle Earth, Shadows of War. And then Doom Rise. So we gotta rise up the new Doom that just came out. So I'm excited. I haven't played it in years. I'm excited to hop in and see what they talk about with that one. So all my links are in my bio. I will be uploading my calendar over the weekend, so please check that out. It will be in my calendar, all the content that I'm going to be creating. So if you want to tune in, if you want to be a part of this, you got the option. You got my schedule now. So what's up? Are you going to be there? Let me know. But calendar coming soon. It'll be in the bio. Have a great night, and thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.